Funding provided by
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
by Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
One of the most beautiful Iowa summer nights of the year, and we are in Fort Dodge, Iowa. It is the start of the championship games for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament as we welcome you to this matchup with the defending champs, the top seed Fort Dodge Dodgers, and the new team to 5A, who's anything but inexperienced, third-seeded Waukee Northwest, their first year as a school. And alongside Allie Kappert, I am Brad Wells. She's a two-time Iowa High School Player of the Year and former Iowa State Cyclone. And Allie, this 5A matchup, you've got three superb seniors with Fort Dodge and Waukee Northwest, loaded with juniors and seniors. So much experience on the field tonight.
Definitely. This is truly the matchup we've been waiting for in the Class 5A. You have the returning champions, Fort Dodge Dodgers, and the new team on the block, Waukee Northwest.
All right, let's take a look at the Waukee Northwest Wolves and what they bring here in their first year ever. Still, the head coach, Carrie Eby, who coached Waukee for a very long time, going into the High School Athletics Union Hall of Fame, and they got a dominant pitcher in the circle.
Maddie Etzman in the circle. This is where it all starts for both these teams, but she's leading 5A in least runs allowed, second in walks and hits per inning, fifth in ERA. She does not give up runs, but this Fort Dodge team has been scoring runs along with Waukee Northwest as well.
A kid that thought this was possible, getting to that championship game. Meanwhile, for Fort Dodge, they have been in the championship game the last 3 years. They're the defending 5A state champions, and they got a pretty good one in the circle too.
Led by Jalen Adams, the Iowa commit. Her mom, Andy Adams, leading the Dodgers. For this team, it's all about energy. You'll notice it in the crowd. You'll notice it in the dugout. You'll notice it on the field. Jalen Adams leading the state in nearly every category.
All right, we're going to increase the energy here in Fort Dodge and send it up to Tim Fitzpatrick, our public address announcer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex and this 5A state championship softball game between the visiting team, the Waukee Northwest Wolves, and the home team, the Fort Dodge Dodgers. It's time to meet your players and coaches. First of all, here are your non-starters for the visitors from Northwest. Number 6, Elena Schulte. Number 7, Maria Molina. Number 9, Drea Bagby. Number 11, Taryn Petty. Number 12, Avery Lewis. Number 13, Aubrey Schultz. Number 15, Lila Kress. Number 16, Sierra Franklin. Number 18, Natalie Watts. Number 19, Heather Finsel. Number 20, Leanna Watts. Number 21, Kaylee Cords. 22, Mia Truid. And 23, Megan Sprague. Your assistant coaches, Andy Briggs, Caitlin Williams, and Emily Jameson. And now, here are your starters for the Northwest Waukee Wolves. Leading off, playing second base, number 2, Bailey Kroll. Batting second at shortstop, number 17, Reagan Bartholomew. Batting third at third base, number 5, Kiana Carnes. Cleanup hitter for the Wolves, designated player number 14, Zuri Patterson. Batting fifth in left field, number 3, Emily Kleiber. Batting sixth and doing the catching, number 10, Haley Boyd. Batting seventh in right field, number 8, Ava Smith. Batting eighth in center field, number 4, Ella Parker. And batting in the 9th position, the pitcher, 00, Maddie Utzman. Your flex player, first baseman, number 1, Skylar Lamb. Head coach for the Wolves, Carrie Eby. And now let's meet the players and coaches for the home team, the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Here are your non-starters. Number 1, Elle Dunn. Number 6, Mackenzie McElrath. Number 11, Katie Mason. Number 16, Cadence Tooney. Number 17, Reese Peterson. And number 19, Olivia Totten. Assistant coaches, Aaron Miller, Molly Mather, and Tom McClyman. And now here are your starters for the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Leading off, doing the pitching, number 12, Jalen Adams. Batting second at shortstop, number 9, Tori Bennett. Batting third, doing the catching, number 20, Mariah Myers. Cleanup hitter for the Dodgers at third base, number 2, Haley Wills. Batting fifth at first base, number 7, Lucy Porter. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 3, Mia McCaleb. Batting seventh, the designated player, number 5, Macy Brown. Batting eighth in right field, number 8, Lydia Lara. Batting in the 9th position, the center fielder, number 14, Maggie Elsbecker. And your flex player at second base, number 4, Ashlyn Wills. Head coach for the Dodgers, Andy Adams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the area by home plate. The umpiring crew for this contest, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Roger Menke. At third base, Stan Schmidt. And calling the balls and strikes today, Mr. Joe Havenhill. All ready. Who's ready for state championship softball?
We are ready to get it going. Let's take a look at the defense for the home team, the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Across the outfield, McCaleb, Elsbecker, and Lara on the infield. Wills and Bennett on that left side, and Ashlyn Wills and Porter on the right side of the infield. Myers behind the plate, and it is Jalen Adams in the circle. Jalen Adams, last year's captain of the all-tournament team, also on the all-tournament team in 2020 when Fort Dodge was the runners-up, and she is headed to Iowa, and she has that ability to do so much in this softball game.
Truly, she's really diverse in what she can throw to the batters. She even tried out a new pitch yesterday. I think it's safe to say that now, leading into this game. But she's willing to try out new things, and she's going to be a star at the University of Iowa.
A senior, the daughter of head coach Andy Adams, and she was recently named the 2022 Gatorade Iowa Softball Player of the Year. There you see her numbers, 23-3 on the year, 150 innings pitched. How about that? 0.61 on the earned run average. She is so tough, and she will be facing a batting order in the Waukee Northwest Wolves that looks just like this. You have Kroll, Bartholomew, and Carnes leading things off right up at the top. And Patterson, Kleiber, Boyd, Smith, Parker, and Utzman. As these two teams, Allie, really cruised through the quarterfinals and the semifinal round. For Waukee Northwest, a 4-0 win, and then a 7-2 win. Fort Dodge, 12-0, and then 10-0. Let's take a look at our keys to the game for the Wolves.
From Coach Carrie Eby herself, the first key there, execute and attack. These are the two words this team has lived by all season. The other one, come out swinging. We know Jalen Adams does not give up a lot of runs. They need to come out and attack this first inning.
And for Fort Dodge, their keys starts with that energy.
Starts with that energy. Like I said, Coach Andy Adams, energy, and keep it going. They haven't given up any runs yet.
Let's get ready for the 5A championship game. Opening pitch. And it's fouled away by Bailey Kroll on the opening pitch. Kroll 0 for 3 yesterday in the semifinals, but scored 2 runs. drew a walk, is just one of those pesky hitters.
Outstanding speed on the bases by Kroll. It's really turned some heads at this state tournament.
Fouled the second pitch away by pesky. I mean that in a good way. Just one of those tough batters that seems to find a way on base. Kroll hitting .512 on the season.
Jalen Adams going with an outside rise ball in that 0-2 count. Love the pitch selection there, but Kroll not chasing.
62 hits on the season for Bailey Kroll. Looking for her first one at the state tournament, and she'll not get it there as Haley Wills. The clean throw over to Porter at first for out number 1.
Bailey Kroll here sitting back on the changeup by Jalen Adams. But Haley Wills at third base, ready for that slap. Quick transition to get the out at 1.
Haley Wills at third, the senior. Coach Adams says she is our best defender as Reagan Bartholomew steps in. The Wolves shortstop, .438 on the average with 9 home runs. 58 runs batted in. These two teams know how to score some runs.
Jalen Adams going back-to-back rise balls against Bartholomew. Once again, working ahead, 0-2 count.
How about that? First two batters get up 0-2. Jalen Adams, just such a competitor. That intensity as a competitor, you know, it started at home with Coach Andy Adams, and it's the bat on the check swing by Bartholomew. Tried to hold, but count will stay 0-2.
For these Waukee hitters, so important right now. Find the top of the ball, be able to line one to the green.
Bartholomew, the senior shortstop, is signed to play softball at the University of Miami in Ohio. And hits it right to Wills. A great play made at third on the first two batters.
We talk about the energy, and that's not only on offense for Fort Dodge. Look at that diving play by Wills. If that's not something that gets you going as a pitcher, and then when they come in to hit, I don't know what will.
It's a solid play there at third. And there's a tough one right there. A spinner over to second, and safe. At first is Kiana Carnes attacking that first pitch.
Just like Coach Carrie Eby says, execute an attack. Jalen Adams going up and in on Carnes, and Carnes just gets that weird spin on the ball. That's a difficult play for Ashlyn Wills at second base.
And they will mark it down as a E4 on Wills, the freshman, at second. That brings up Zuri Patterson, who's just a freshman. The designated player was on the 8th grade team just a year ago at Waukee. And now bats cleanup for Waukee Northwest. And that's snagged by Adams. The throw from her knees for out number 3. So a runner aboard on a Fort Dodge error. But the Dodger defense holds here in the top of the first. Speaking of defense, let's take a look now at the Waukee Northwest defenders. As you have Kleinberg, Parker, and Smith roaming the outfield. Carnes at third, Bartholomew at shortstop. Bailey Kroll and Lamb on the right side of the infield. Behind the plate, Haley Boyd, a senior, was a starter on the 21 Waukee team, a state qualifier. And in the circle, Aubrey Utzman, the junior, .74 earned run average. And we'll have more on her in just a second. Let's take a look at the batting order for Fort Dodge. So you have Adams, Bennett, Myers, and Wills all to lead things off. Will be followed by Porter, Caleb, Brown, Lara, and Elsbecker. And it all starts you see Carrie Eby in the dugout there for Waukee Northwest. See what her defense can do against some Fort Dodge bats that have been so tough. And so Maddie Utzman, the junior, in the circle. .74 earned run average. And she has done an excellent job here at state. But Allie, it seems like these Fort Dodge hitters are just so locked in.
They truly are. I mean, the pace of play that they play with on defense carries over into the dugout. They attack early in the count. They know exactly what pitch they're looking for, and pitchers haven't gotten them to chase, which has been huge this tournament.
So 1 ball, 1 strike on Adams.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Adams hitting .495 on the year with 55 hits. Utzman allowed 0 runs in the quarterfinal win over Linn-Mar, 4-0 victory, and gave up 2 runs on just 2 hits to Muscatine, the 3 seed here at the state tournament. That's fouled straight back. 2-2 is the count.
And Utzman working the corners of the plate on Jalen Adams. Really smart approach to take. She's working outside and she's working up at the hands so far. Again,
Adams looked at one that just misses there.
Again, going for that outside corner. That one missing just a little bit low. But she's staying consistent right between the chalk line and the edge of the home plate.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Adams, the leadoff hitter for Fort Dodge. And that is snagged. What a play by Carnes at third.
Both teams coming out strong defense at third base. Look at this by Carnes. That ball was coming out hot.
Well, the third baseman, they know the challenge that they have every single game. And at the hot corner, Wills for the Dodgers and Carnes for the Wolves. They are ready for this 5A title game. So Tori Bennett steps in, shows bunt, looks at one missing low. Tori Bennett, just like teammate Jalen Adams, signed to play softball at the University of Iowa next year. An interesting note on Bennett, she has not struck out all season.
What a stat line. It's insane.
Sometimes it's the stat that isn't there. 0 in the strikeouts column. And talking to her yesterday after the semifinal win, there's a grounder right to Carnes, and the third baseman are gobbling things up here in inning number 1. It was Bennett that talked about the team overall has had great plate discipline, and that has been a key to Fort Dodge winning the quarterfinal game 12-0, beating Waukee, and then winning the semifinal game over West Des Moines Valley by a score of 10-0. 22 runs.
It's interesting, these Dodger hitters. I mean, both Jalen Adams and Tori Bennett line there. Great hit by Mariah Myers.
Myers with the first base hit of the game, and now is off of first and out. The defense for Waukee Northwest on their toes. And so a 2-out single by Myers turns into a 3-up, 3-down inning on this defensive play here.
Mariah Myers, the freshman, outstanding hit to right, but heads up defense. And Myers, they're trying to go in feet first, trying to hit that back corner of the base. In situations like that, you need to find the quickest route to the bag, typically a dive straight into the front, but that's a freshman with a strong bat. And Fort Dodge yesterday, fortunately, their first inning ended on base running mistakes.
Yep, they absolutely had a couple of mistakes base running. Well, let's take a look at this tournament bracket, and here's how it broke down. Fort Dodge beating Waukee, and then topping West Des Moines Valley, who topped Southeast Polk. Muscatine facing Waukee Northwest yesterday. And Waukee Northwest, a winner over Linmar in the quarterfinal rounds, as you see the field of the 5A tournament. And Fort Dodge, Waukee Northwest, the last two teams standing here. The 1 seed and the 3 seed. For Waukee Northwest, their first year as a school. It's their first state tournament appearance. Obviously, a brand new high school. Now, Waukee High School, you saw them in the field as well. They made their 4th straight state tournament this year and their 13th state tournament in school history. They were 3rd back in 2021 when Fort Dodge won their championship game. So a year ago, both teams won on the last night of 5A softball, and now facing each other in that championship game. Only one will come away the victor and the state champions. And man, we've got an exciting first inning under our belt. Great defensive plays. Pitchers dialed in, getting ahead in the counts as Emily Kleiber digs in to lead things off for Waukee Northwest.
Both these pitchers play with such pace. They control the game for their defense. They keep their defense energized. And these hitters have been falling right into the trap so far. And Adams continuing to go back to her rise ball. Definitely her dominant pitch. Waukee so far hasn't been able to square it up.
It's the strike zone on that outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Kleiber. Kleiber, the senior left fielder, 1 for 3 yesterday with 2 runs scored in that 7-2 win over Muscatine. Was 1 for 1 in the quarterfinal rounds. Had a sacrifice bunt for head coach Carrie Eby. That is grounded foul into the camera box.
I'm talking about these hitters' timing to be able to pull the ball on Adams, going right towards Coach Carrie Eby on that.
That one's just foul. Inches from being fair. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming. And Coach Andy Adams talking about Jalen Adams, says she might not overpower you, but she's done a good job of learning how to mix up her pitches and find some different spots to work on batters.
And that's really where you're going to find success, especially collegiately. As a pitcher, it's not always about speed. For so long in the game of softball, it was about speed. That's not the case anymore. Being able to hit corners, being able to spin the ball.
How about Kleiber battling? 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up now, just continuing to foul away those outside pitches that are right on the zone. Coach Andy Adams in her 24th year coaching high school softball, her 22nd year at Fort Dodge. Changeup gets Kleiber to pop up. And Adams takes it herself for out number 1.
Jalen Adams there, you're going on nearly a 10-pitch at bat before you really mix up speeds. Kleiber, great job getting her bat on the ball, but when you're changing speeds that much, it's tough to get anything with power. So great job to Jalen Adams on winning that battle.
So now Boyd comes to the plate. The senior catcher. Adams misses inside. Boyd was a starter on the 2021 state qualifying Waukee Warriors team. And has had an excellent state tournament thus far. Here's a slow roller grabbed by Adams. What a great play, able to make the throw in time.
I'll let you go next time.
How about players fielding their positions tonight, Allie?
I don't know how many times I've ever seen a pitcher dive off the mound to make a play like that. Typically, you're going to see a pitcher let that go to her second baseman, but not Jalen Adams.
It's a state title on the line. You have a feeling you're getting max effort from everybody out there on the field tonight.
100%. And the thing I loved most about that play, she dove off the mound. I looked into Fort Dodge dugouts and her mom was laughing at her. So you gotta love that.
She loves the effort. Ava Smith, the batter.
Great
As
changeup.
Adams drops that changeup in for a strike. Another 0-2 count on a Wolves batter. Smith rips one to right, and that is over the head of Lara. Extra bases for Smith. It's a 2-out double here in the second inning.
Ava Smith, we'll see that again here. She takes that ball deep into right field. And out there you have Lara, who is playing a pretty shallow outfield position, had to go way back on it, just really didn't have a chance to get it. Great hit for the Wolves, and now a runner in scoring position.
Adams allowed 0 hits in the quarterfinals, just 3 hits yesterday in the semifinal win over West Des Moines Valley. And the second inning double by Smith, just the 4th hit allowed this week by Jalen Adams. Ella Parker at the plate was 1 for 4 yesterday. Had a double in the quarterfinals. Catch in the corner, Jalen Adams. For a pitcher, it's so important to be able to hit your spots. And if you can work in some pitches and hit your spots, you can be very, very effective. Bennett underneath it for the easy catch, and the 3rd out in the second. Double by Smith, but no runs for Waukee Northwest. Let's listen into Andy Adams.
We're hitting her. You are. You're crushing her. It's just an inch, okay? Find the inch where it goes the other way. We're doing her, okay? Yep, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Let's take a look at the Waukee pitcher. Maddie Utzman, just a junior in super slow motion.
Maddie Utzman tends to work more in and out on batters, and she's been extremely successful at it. She's hitting her spots, her form nearly perfect. The junior has a bright future in front of her.
Was a starter on the 2021 Waukee team that qualified for state. They finished 3rd. That was her first year of varsity, and has had an excellent tournament. 0 runs on 4 hits and a win over Linn-Mar. Allowed just 2 runs on 2 hits. Had 4 strikeouts yesterday against Muscatine. And head coach Carrie Eby in her 12th year as head coach. First with Waukee Northwest, previous 11 with Waukee High School. Has a lot of trust and confidence in 0-0.
It was fun talking with Maddie yesterday after the semifinal game, talking about just her relationship with Coach Eby, the players' relationship with Coach Eby, and how she's really felt like this year they've connected a ton across pitcher to coach. And I mean, that's a great connection to have, and you can tell they play loose, they have fun. It means a lot to the players, means a lot to the coach.
Well, Allie, we have 2 female head coaches, and I think that's important to point out, because the leadership that they can provide and just their ability to communicate with some of these girls, both former players themselves, really having a huge impact on these kids, aren't they?
Both of them great mentors for all the players in their program. I mean, Coach Andy Adams talked about how she's coached a lot of these girls since they were 10 years old. And Etzman getting her to chase there. Great pitch on the outside corner. But Andy Adams coached these girls from 10U on up, and Coach Carrie Eby has been with these players their entire high school career. The connections that can be built, I mean, they're so meaningful in both ways.
Wills fights off that 2-2 pitch. It's dropped, but it is a foul ball. Skylar Lamb came coming in. Now remember, it's where the ball is when it is touched. If it is fair or foul, it comes right out of her glove and lands foul. Now, it's not necessarily where it lands, but it's where the ball is. And home plate umpire Joe Havenhill says that was a foul territory the instant it touched Lamb's glove. 2-2 the count. Going back to your Andy Adams, coaching them since they were in 10U. She joked around. She's like, my husband Dan coached the kids in 8U. They wouldn't let me coach them when they were 8 years old because they were afraid I'd make them cry. There's a slap right side, grabbed by Bailey Kroll, makes the catch for the out.
I tell you what, hats off to both these pitchers so far. Utzman just controlling that at bat all the way through. And I mean, Kroll was in there fouling balls off of her, and just unfazed by it was Utzman in the circle.
So Haley Wills lines out Lucy Porter, a freshman first baseman, leads the team with 44 runs batted in. Had one in the semifinals. The batter is hitting .354, has 40 hits on the year. There's the 0-1, rips one out into left field. This is well struck. Kleiber is back, makes the catch in front of the fence.
And Kleiber, they're able to just get underneath that. What a hit here by Porter. Look at that extension all the way through the ball. She sees it going. She almost had it. And Coach Andy Adams talked between innings about we're 1 inch away, we're 1 inch away. That ball was about 1/8 of an inch away from going over the fence.
The dimensions on Kruger Field here at Marlin Rogers Sports Complex is 200 feet down the left and right field lines, as well as straightaway center. It's probably a home run in a park that's 190 down left field. Mia McCaleb at the plate. Check swing is fouled off. Freshman left fielder, Coach Adams says, plays like an upperclassman.
And Utzman on that pitch getting a little bit of jump on that ball, a little bit of a rise ball to go right at her hands. McCaleb there just able to get a bat to foul it off.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled away. That's been just 14 earned runs allowed all season. Over 130 innings pitched. Add one more. Gets her first strikeout of the game here in the second. Scoreless as we head.
Utzman here working a high rise ball. Beautiful pitch there by Utzman. First strikeout of the game for either team.
We are through 2 complete. The top of the third is coming up. Both teams with a hit in your first couple of innings. Well, we were able to look at Maddie Utzman in slow-mo. How about Jalen Adams?
Look at the leg drive. She just drives off that mound, getting the spin. You notice on that pitcher, that was a rise ball, getting the spin. It's all about the RPMs. How many times can we get the pitcher to spin that ball to make it jump, make it drop, make it curve, whatever they're trying to do, and Jalen Adams can do it perfectly.
The spin rate has her headed to the University of Iowa and going to have an opportunity to battle for innings to pitch, and the way she could swing the bat too, she might be able to work into that lineup.
College coaches love a pitcher who can hit. And talking with them, a lot of them this week, I mean, Jalen's bat is nearly just as impressive as what she can do in the circle.
The pitching battle. Here's a hit out to right field. Lara able to make the running catch. And Utzman flies out for out number 1. Got Adams to line out in Adams' first at-bat, and so Utzman retired here to lead off the 3rd inning. So to the top of the order we go. Bailey Kroll grounded out in her first at-bat. Will face Adams for the 2nd time. Slides that changeup in there so nicely. .484, 22 runs batted in for Kroll. Fouls that away, and her first at-bat was behind 0-2, and it's the same here in the 3rd.
Adams here just effectively mixing speeds on Kroll.
It's the 5th batter that Adams was able to get an 0-2 count on. And we are just in the 3rd inning.
Ball.
This is off the plate, a good miss by Adams.
It's exactly where you want to see that pitch. 0-2, just off the plate, trying to get Kroll to chase. These Waukee hitters have proven they really haven't been chasing. Once again, just off the plate outside.
Bailey Kroll showing a good eye here, the senior 2nd baseman. Her future plans, she will attend the University of Iowa, focusing on academics. Here's the 2-2. And Kroll able to chop it foul, out of play. And we'll do it again.
So much love here given to the University of Iowa, I feel. Gotta give some love to the other in-state schools too.
Absolutely, we've got some kids on Waukee Northwest that will attend Purdue, UNI, Iowa. There's the nice play from shortstop Tori Bennett. Slings it over to Porter. 2 up, 2 down.
And Kroll there waiting to slap, making sure she doesn't step out of the box. Tori Bennett just staying down on that ball, getting a nice hop. Able to throw her out at first. Adams going first pitch rise against Bartholomew.
Braden Bartholomew, the senior shortstop, mentioned will play at University of Miami, Ohio.
And Bartholomew here, interesting approach. So Jalen Adams throwing a lot of rise balls. Bartholomew going with the approach of going more to the front of the box. Jalen Adams does throw with speed, but she's staying to the front of the box. So if she's going to hit it, she's going to hit it before it rises instead of taking a pitch too late.
Ball.
Tried to drop a changeup on that bottom portion of the strike zone. Allie, you were a first-team All-Big 12 hitter. Your approach to facing a pitcher with a good rise ball was what?
You know, it's interesting. It really depends on when their ball rises. If you're seeing a ball jump early, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the back of the box to know for sure I'm not going to swing at it. But if it's jumping late and staying a little bit lower, like a lot of Adams' pitches are, I love Bartholomew's approach.
Ripped down the line, but foul.
Staying in the front of the box. So, I mean, if she can get her hands up just a little bit, that ball has the possibility of going a long way.
So Bartholomew had a laser of a line drive for an out in her first at-bat. A great play made at third by Wills. Takes that changeup, pops it up. There might be enough room there. McCaleb is underneath it and able to hold on for the out. So 3 up and 3 down as Adams gets Waukee Northwest to pop out, but they're hitting Adams as we have Waukee Northwest head coach Carrie Eby. And Carrie, let's talk offensively here. Your gals putting the ball in play, and Smith with a big double in that second inning.
Yeah, we're seeing the ball pretty well. We had a pretty aggressive approach, so hopefully we keep that up.
Defensively, what do you want to see from your gals as they continue to face these Fort Dodge hitters?
We want to continue to be aggressive, keep attacking the ball. Hopefully Maddie keeps it down a little bit, and so gives us a chance on defense.
A fun championship vibe out there?
Absolutely. Energy's great.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Waukee Northwest Wolves head coach Carrie Eby, a 2022 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Hall of Fame inductee, part of the inductee class this year. And fantastic player, a phenomenal coach. Allie, I know you played against teams that she coached, but as a player, a 5-year starter for the Waukee Warriors, part of 2 state championships. Played at the University of St. Thomas, won 2 national championships for them, and played professionally 1 season for the New England Riptide, and coaching-wise, 12 years now in the Waukee community.
Just an outstanding resume for Coach Eby. I mean, playing against her, you always knew her teams were going to play with high energy. They were going to, I mean, her 2 words, execute and attack, that describes them perfectly. Her teams don't make mistakes. Just a phenomenal coach, she truly is.
I feel like you have 2 coaches that are just that intense. Let's do everything we can to win. This is slapped down the right field line by Macy Brown and lands foul. Macy Brown, a sophomore, designated player, was 2 for 2 in that quarterfinal win over West Des Moines Valley. He'll check swing right back to Utzman. Will field it, make the strong throw over to first. Lamb able to squeeze it, and there's one away.
Coach Carrie Eby talked about Utzman just needing to keep the ball down. And you'll see here, she does just that. She mixes in an off-speed pitch here, gets just a dribbler right back to her and handles it herself.
Such composure in the circle. Maddie Utzman, the junior. You think she will get some attention from a number of college coaches over the next 6 months or year. First pitch strike, Lydia Lara, junior right fielder. 3 walks and a run scored yesterday. A double in the quarterfinal round win over Waukee.
Ball.
Utzman there on strike 1, getting that call right on the edge, so just taking it 1 ball further outside.
Yes.
Changeup by Utzman was filthy.
Absolutely filthy pitch there by Utzman. I mean, as a pitcher, you can't help but not smile at those. That changeup, the bottom just fell right out from underneath it.
Lyra digs in. Here's the 1-2. From Utzman. Fouled straight back, battled back nicely here. Lydia Lara hitting .250 on the season, 24 hits. Scored 20 runs for the Dodgers this season.
There's that changeup once again. And Lara chases it for the 2nd time that at bat. Strategic time to go back to it.
So the 2nd strikeout of the game for Maddie Utzman. And there's 2 away here. Utzman allowed a hit in the 1st, but the defense able to pick Myers off of a big round of first base, so facing the minimum number of batters thus far. 2 away here in the 3rd. And the number 9 hitter, Maggie Elsbecker, steps in to face Utzman for the first time.
And Elsbecker was one of the hitters that Coach Andy Adams talked about yesterday, and just the fire she's starting in the 9 hole for this Fort Dodge lineup.
Swings through strike one, 1-1 the count. Yeah, Coach Adams says we sat her down and told her she was not going to hit for us. She was not going to be in the lineup. And she worked and worked and worked. She said she earned herself a shot, and now she is a solid number 9 hitter for us.
Ball.
Some coaches use that 9 spot almost as that second leadoff, right? You want some speed there. You want a kid that's going to get on base more times than not.
Yeah, I mean, we give so much love to leadoff hitters, but so many times now in softball, typically your highest average hitters hitting in that leadoff spot. Your 9 hitter has almost turned into what we used to think of as a leadoff.
Elsbecker hitting .329 on the year. 23 hits, has scored 19 runs. Fits right into that Fort Dodge power lineup. Here's the 2-2. Utzman continues to attack. Third strikeout of the game. Gets Elsbecker down on strikes, and we are scoreless through 3. 0-0 here in the 5A title game. And this has been a game that I know these two players, or these two teams' players, they circled this game at the start of the season. They wanted to get into that championship game. Joined with Andy Adams now. And Coach, the first 3 innings here, what are you seeing first from your offense here?
Just us trying to hit a great pitcher, them trying to hit a great pitcher. You got 2 teams just battling it out. You got the 1 and the 2. And then, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, we're just doing everything that we can. She's mixing up her speeds a lot. We just have to focus on our pitch and just keep doing what we do. And I felt we hit it hard in the very beginning. And, you know, it's a couple inches here and there. I mean, that's all this game is. So we're ready for that. We're going to keep doing it.
Coach, we've seen some great plays at third base. Haley Wills, man, she was ready to go those first 2 batters, really helping the defense settle in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what your seniors do. Your seniors have to step it up, make big plays like that. They're doing the same exact thing. We're just going to keep going at it. Dogfight right here in Dodge.
This is fun, Coach. Thanks for your time.
You bet. You bet.
Andy Adams, 24th year as a head coach at the high school, ranks 22nd year here with the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Played at Webster City, was an All-Stater, first-team All-American at Buena Vista. He's really got this Fort Dodge Dodgers program in a spot that she loves. What a great play.
What a
athletic
play.
move. Ashlyn Wills, the freshman.
Ashlyn Wills with a play. I mean, you don't see that play made often at the collegiate level. She takes the drop step back. She goes 100% for this ball. Says, no mercy, I'm going to get it. Gets there, gets the ball.
Stellar play. Some of those, too, that have some spin. That was kind of that slow floater, and it curved a lot, almost curved back behind Wills as she was headed up to that deep hole. So Zuri Patterson steps in. Ground out back to Adams. Back in the first inning. Changeup misses low, and a big smile from Adams there.
Adams lost her footing on that pitch. Umpire's going to go out, check, and make sure she's okay. I think it was just a little slip off the mound.
Okay, you sure? All right.
You throw almost 100 pitches a game, maybe on average. You're going to have the occasional slip off of the mound or slip out of the hand.
It happens. You see it at every level. Luckily, pitchers are able to just laugh it off. So much of it is how you can come back after that.
Zuri Patterson takes a 3-0 pitch up the middle and a 1-out single for Patterson, and the Wolves with a base runner here to try and get something cooking in the 4th.
And the confidence from Coach Carrie Eby here to give her freshman hitter 3-0 green light. Zuri Patterson takes that ball right up the middle.
Zuri Patterson was a delight to talk to yesterday. Her and her family moved to Waukee in 2016 from Atlanta, Georgia, and she is the kindest person. You can just tell in her voice, such an eloquent speaker. And I tell you what, I was floored at how she was able to communicate. Just a freshman. And here's a deep hit out to left field. Back to make the catch is McCaleb. And Patterson tagging, gets to second base. How about the base running by Patterson?
Zuri Patterson there, smart base running, seeing that McCaleb has to go very deep into left field for that ball. She's able to get back to first base, tags and advances on the play.
Patterson says, softball is everything for me. I've been playing since I was 4 years old. She stands on second base here with 2 outs in the 4th. Haley Boyd steps in. The senior catcher rips one down the left field line, and that's foul.
Execute and attack. We have 2 outs now for Waukee Northwest. They've done the attack part pretty well now. Let's see if they can execute.
Boyd 2 for 4 yesterday in the semis with a run batted in against Muscatine. Will attend the University of Northern Iowa academically from the knees. Haley Wills playing a solid third base for Fort Dodge. Second hit for Waukee Northwest.
We got to score, all right? She's been outside, so crowd the plate. Because if she goes in, all right, you can yank that stuff if we need to, all right? Mix it up. If you see that first base is open too, lay the ball down, all right? But we're hitting her hard, okay? Yep. Let's score, all right? For yourselves and Jay, all right? Here we go.
Coach Andy Adams trying to get the offense sparked. They talk a lot about the energy and this crowd and just the kind of support that they have had here in Fort Dodge has been absolutely fantastic. They've got a youth program they really feel is building some momentum, and you see a lot of the black shirts here in Fort Dodge, and they have really taken to this Dodgers softball program.
This town loves Fort Dodge softball, and it's amazing to see. I mean, you talk about a youth program that's just building with the Fort Dodge Pride program. You have the Freedom Fast Pitch program out of Fort Dodge. A lot of talented young kids coming up that Coach Andy Adams is just so excited to coach.
And her daughter will lead things off here in the 4th inning. Jalen Adams, the senior, the 2022 Gatorade Iowa Softball Player of the Year. Will continue her softball career at Iowa. Also a biology major, thinking physical therapy. She says she's really grown physically the last couple of years. Pops this one up left side and in to make the catch from left field, Emily Kleiber. She said a dedication to the weight room really helped her physically, not just hit it farther, but she said pitching wise too, it has really helped her a ton.
One interesting she talked about yesterday was just the pressure that was lifted after committing and really just being able to take that time, focus on herself in the weight room, mentally developing new pitches, and it's shown this year.
Utzman scratches that outside corner. Tori Bennett, another senior, also going to Iowa. She's excited about joining her teammates, not just Jalen Adams, but 2021 teammate Tristan Doster, who was there, was part of that championship team a season ago. And Bennett, a biology major as well. She's thinking pre-med. She's thinking she wants to do something with that neonatal unit. Very dialed in on her academics as well. Slaps it into right field. That's a base hit for Tori Bennett.
Tori Bennett there, just a solid piece of hitting down in the count, knowing she needs to protect the plate and not trying to do too much with that pitch. And that's the key when you're down in the count. It just get your bat on the ball, find a way, find a gap. And that's exactly what she did there. But you mentioned just the conversation that we had with her yesterday. So excited about where her academic career is going to take her, and she's really excited about that future.
She's got some medical field examples in her family. Her sister, Maddie, who played softball at Simpson, qualified for the state tournament twice herself, went to DMU, just recently took the boards. Such a great example and leader for her. Someone to look up to. Mariah Myers steps in here for Fort Dodge to try and move Bennett around. This is out to right field, and that is caught by Ava Smith for out number 2, and back to first goes Bennett. So 2 away now, and Haley Wills, the cleanup hitter, who hit a line drive to Kroll at second base. See Ava Smith, the junior. All juniors and seniors defensively for Waukee Northwest.
Ball.
And that misses low on the first pitch. Maddie Utzman in the circle. 23-2 on the year. Giving up just her second hit of the game here in the 4th inning. Wills shows bunt, looks at strike 1.
And Wills here just mixing up her approach at the plate. But Waukee corners, you have Carnes over at third base. Hasn't been fooled by what she's showing.
Here's the 1-1. And Wills looks at strike 2. I love when batters are smiling after they look at a strike, especially like the count's 1-2 now. I got this. Just takes one, right? That's got to be the approach when you're at the plate.
100%. And great job fighting that off. And out there you have Bennett knowing that she's running on a swing. 2 outs, runner at first base. As soon as you see your hitter's hands move, you're taking off.
You're doing all the work back there. I can do something.
Tori Bennett at first. Haley Wills at the plate for Fort Dodge. Maddie Utzman in the circle. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball right field. Ava Smith in now. Retreats and fades towards the right field line to make the catch for out number 3. So 1-out single by Bennett, but no harm done. Scoreless through 4 as we head to the 5th. Coming up after this Class 5A championship game, we have the 4A game, and Iowa PBS will be adjusting our coverage of tonight's Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union softball championships in order to broadcast PBS NewsHour's live coverage of the January 6th hearings, day 8. We'll stay with the 5A game here on our primary channel until its conclusion, even if after the hearing scheduled start time of 7 o'clock. Once the 5A trophy is presented, we'll join PBS NewsHour congressional hearing coverage in progress. We'll move our live broadcast to the 4A championship game to Iowa PBS World .3. The game's scheduled to begin at 7:30 p.m. Fans can also watch the 4A game online at iowapbs.org. It's also on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. We will also be rebroadcasting the 4A championship game in its entirety right here on our primary channel tomorrow beginning at noon. So to connect to Iowa PBS Sports 4A title game coverage, Iowa PBS World .3 or iowapbs.org. So if you know somebody getting ready to lock into tonight's 4A coverage, winner set in Dallas Center Grimes, another 1 seed versus 3 seed matchup. Let them know right now so they are prepared. Flip the book, top of the 5th. It is 7-8-9 coming to the plate for Waukee Northwest. And no swing on the check by Ava Smith. 2 balls, no strikes. Smith with some nice plays out in right field this last half inning for the Wolves.
Mariah Myers there, quick to check on it. Something to point out here, freshman Mariah Myers behind the plate is not typically a catcher. We'll talk about that in a second. But
Hard hit ground ball. That is hit number 3 for Waukee Northwest as Smith from her 7th spot in the lineup gets aboard. A leadoff single here in the 5th.
And Smith, 2 hits off of Jalen Adams so far. But we talked a little bit about Mariah Myers before that last pitch there. So the freshman played first base for Fort Dodge last year, transitioned into catcher this year. Like I mentioned, she's just a freshman. Outstanding numbers at the plate.
That bunt attempt is popped up, lands foul. She may not be done changing positions, though. Is that right?
No, it sounds like next year she may be changing positions even again. Who knows? She might be behind the plate next year. We never know. But, I mean, what a task to be given to a freshman saying, hey, you're going to come in, you're going to catch the best pitcher in the state on the top 5A team. And she's done it nearly perfect.
Yeah. You're an infielder? No problem. We'll slide you to catcher. This is popped up. Adams makes the catch. The throw over to first, not in time. Smith heads up base running there, able to get back as Adams played that perfectly.
Jalen Adams here, great pitch on the bunt coverage. Gets the jump off the mound. And running throw over to first base, almost got her. But heads up base running over there by Ava Smith.
So 1 out now. Smith at first. And Utzman to the plate. Opportunity to help her own cause here in the 5th inning. Changeup misses low. Myers, by the way, the catcher for Fort Dodge, doing a fantastic job behind the plate, isn't she?
Yeah, she really is.
And that's another base hit into left field. So 2 singles for Waukee Northwest here in the 5th inning. And a runner in scoring position for just the 3rd time in the last 4 innings. Finding that offensive groove.
Yeah, Maddie Utzman here being courtesy ran for as she is the pitcher, but continuing to just help her own cause at the plate. Utzman lined a ball into right field. Her first at bat, this at bat going out to left field. So runners at first and second for the Wolves.
Elena Schulte, the runner at first. On your screen right there, digs in. She has Ava Smith on second base out in front of her. Great scoop and stop by Myers behind the dish on the first pitch to Bailey Kroll, the Waukee Northwest leadoff batter. Top of the order here with 2 on and 1 out.
Ball.
Adams misses outside. Waukee Northwest yesterday, 7 runs on 12 hits in the semifinals. It's fouled away by Kroll. Kroll 0 for 2 here tonight. 2 ground outs.
And Kroll for Waukee Northwest here, really a triple threat at the plate. She's got the speed. She plays with grit. She's, as you mentioned earlier, just kind of pesky at the plate. So if they can get her on base, a big rally going for Waukee Northwest.
There's the 2-1. It's up high and it's fouled away. Well, thinking aggressively here, Waukee Northwest, the Wolves, the CIML Iowa Conference champions with a 20-3 record. Fort Dodge second place in the same conference, a 20-4 record.
Right now, both these players, both Adams and Kroll, just thinking, win this pitch, 1 pitch at a time.
Adams delivers the 2-2, slapped left side of the field and foul and out of play. But we will see it again. These 2 teams in the same conference have plenty of familiarity with each other. Played 4 times already this season. Both teams winning twice. More on that in a moment. Here's the 2-2. Again, chopped foul by Kroll.
It makes a difference when you show up to a game with a full scouting report on the opposing team, and you can tell just with both teams, with the hitters approaching the bat, with how the pitchers are throwing to these hitters, they're extremely familiar with each other and seem to all know exactly what to be doing.
This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. A slow roller to Adams, who thought about third base, but the speed of Smith gave Adams 0 options. So bases are loaded now for Waukee Northwest.
Bailey Kroll here could not have done that more perfect. A soft slap. Tough play for Adams to make.
So that will go down as a fielder's choice. And a meeting in the circle for Fort Dodge. You see the goose in the dugout.
Asking the players yesterday, they said Taryn Petty has a goose. And I said, a what? They said a goose. She holds a goose in the dugout. And that is our good luck charm. And I said, okay. But they really do. They have a goose.
Well, the goose has things cooking here. Bases loaded with 1 out for the Wolves. Allie, when you've got a brand new high school, you've got a lot of new things. You got a new school, you got new colors, you got a new mascot,
and a new goose.
You got new records. You can have a new goose if you want. You can have a new good luck charm. Head coach Carrie Eby says on day 1, all of these kids bought in 100%.
Jalen Adams, they're just firing it in there on Reagan Bartholomew.
Bartholomew 0 for 2. Leads 5A softball players in runs batted in, looking to add the biggest of the 2022 season. In this 5th inning at bat against the top pitcher in all of 5A softball. Coach Eby says Reagan has a desire to be great. 53 RBIs. 60 hits. This one is popped up and is going to find the seats. And land out of play. We'll do it again. 1-2 the count.
You ask either coach right now, and they're going to tell you this is the player they want leading them in this situation. You have Jalen Adams in the circle, Reagan Bartholomew at the plate.
Here's the 1-2. Changeup is caught at short by Bennett. And Adams wins the battle as Bartholomew lines out, and there's 2 away.
A great defensive play here by Tori Bennett. And runner at second there, knowing she has to get back. That ball, wasn't quite sure if it was going to drop or not, but Tori Bennett keeping the composure, getting the second out for Fort Dodge.
Schulte, the courtesy runner there at second. You have Smith at third and Kroll at first. And Kiana Carnes, the third baseman, reached in the first inning on an error. And comes to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Kiana Carnes, a .377 hitter on the year.
Chops that one foul. And how about Adams? Once again, no balls, 2 strikes, the count.
She continues to work ahead. I mean, this is a high pressure situation. State championship game, bases loaded. At the time, only 1 out. But she just comes out there, she's gonna throw her stuff. And now, once again, ahead in the count.
A rumble from the stands here in Fort Dodge. Carnes, a triple yesterday against Muscatine, has had a hit in each game here at the state tournament. Gets her first one of the championship game, and it's going to drive in 2 runs. The Wolves are up 2-0 here in the 5th. A huge 2 RBI single for Carnes. with 2 away.
Kiana Carnes here taking that 0-2 count. That pitch was too close on the plate by Jalen Adams. She takes that ball opposite field. You'll see it right here. Adams going up and Carnes able to get her hands above the ball, drive that thing into right center field.
So Smith scores from third. Schulte scores from second, which means Kroll now is at third. As Zuri Patterson fouls the first pitch off. Carnes is at first base for Waukee Northwest. A 2-0 lead here in the 5th.
And Coach Carrie Eby getting after Zuri Patterson after that swing, saying, I need you to extend through a ball right here.
And how about Adams attacking hitters, even after giving up a 2-run single?
Jalen Adams knows this game isn't over, and she knows her offense is going to put up runs. Keep the composure, keep doing what she's doing.
Got 2 strikes.
Patterson looks at one up high. Zuri Patterson, 23 RBIs on the season. That is foul. Almost came up with one more in the final game of the 2022 high school season. Zuri Patterson said she feels like she's made a big jump in the last 2 years, getting stronger, learning how to utilize the weight room. Working on quick hands, swings through, strike 3. Adams able to get out of what could have been worse, but Waukee Northwest, 2 runs on a 2-out single by Kiana Carnes. And we'll be back with more 5A championship softball after this.
On The Great American Recipe.
We want to see what recipes you would make for one of life's special celebrations. This week, I'm in it to win it.
That's a workout. Now I know why I've given the grandkids this job. Working it. What do we got on time?
5 minutes, guys. We can do it. There is a crazy intensity in here.
We're down to the final 6 of us. Hopefully everything comes out in the end for the judges.
Tune in or stream Friday at 9:30 p.m.
Next time,
we're under attack.
On the eve of launching a new app,
$1 billion at stake here.
A tech startup hires Frank and Lou.
You got a mole.
But as they investigate, the lead programmer is murdered.
He died from a blow to the back of the head.
And everyone is a suspect.
We know one of them's lying.
They're all lying.
The mystery of the killer app.
Oh dear.
On Shakespeare and Hathaway.
Coming to Iowa PBS, August 6th.
Two runs for Waukee Northwest in the top of the 5th. Fort Dodge will have an opportunity to respond. And the first runs Fort Dodge has given up in this entire state tournament. The last large class team did not give up a single run at the state tournament. Ankeny back in 2012, 13-0, 4-0, and 2-0 were their scores for a total of 19-0. Fort Dodge this week had won 12-0 and then 10-0. And giving up their first runs, Kiana Carnes at third for Waukee Northwest. She delivered offensively at the plate to drive 2 runs in and give the Wolves the lead.
Yeah, just a huge hit by the Wolves, but that Ankeny stat there, big shout out to my friend Shayla Starkenberg throwing the shutout in 3 games. It was my senior year.
I was going to say, that's your senior year.
10 years ago.
Did you have a fantastic play to keep any runs from scoring? And that took a bad hop over the glove of Bartholomew, and Lucy Porter is aboard.
Bartholomew there sitting waiting on the backhand. You'll notice here she's sitting waiting for the backhand, and that ball just takes a hop right over her glove. And Fort Dodge with their first leadoff runner on.
And that will go down as a hit for Porter, a single. So 2012 was a while ago. Allie, do you remember any jams?
I remember against Des Moines East in the championship, they had a solid hit to right field. And the relay into home plate, throwing out the runner at 4.
Oh, my.
So it was
oh my.
The last inning of the last game. They almost got one.
There's memories that just get burned into your brain, right? The state
Definitely.
tournament here, nothing like it here. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union just does a fantastic job to make this an experience like none other. Mia McCaleb pulls it back, looks at a strike. 1-1 to count. Now Maddie Utzman in the circle. Now that she has a 2-0 lead. Has not allowed a run yet. Just 3 hits by Fort Dodge. Her approach, Allie, does it have to stay the same as what she's shown those first 4 innings?
I tell you what, she's done everything right so far. And at this point, I mean, her defense is working for her. While Fort Dodge has hit some balls hard, I don't see any need to change up her approach at this point. She's doing everything so effectively. I mean, she's hitting the corners. She continues to work really more outside, I would say, than inside. And as Coach Carrie Eby said, when she keeps it down, I mean, Fort Dodge hasn't been able to lift anything on her.
The 1-2 to McCaleb, and that is in shallow center. A running catch made by Parker. The throw to first is in time to get Porter at first. The 8-3 double play. Catch him out, throw him out.
And Porter there just getting a little bit too big of a jump at first base. McCaleb here, a good piece of hitting. But you have Ella Parker in center field with a cannon over to first base. Great play over there by Skylar Lamb, getting the stretch out towards the outfield.
So a leadoff single wiped out. And the second base running error by Fort Dodge in this game, as we had one back in the first inning. Myers rounded first too far, got thrown out. And so Macy Brown now steps in with 2 away here. Ground out to Adams, or excuse me, to Utzman in the circle. Back in the 3rd inning. Macy Brown, a sophomore, was 2 for 2 against Waukee in the quarterfinals. 0 for 3 in the semifinals against West Des Moines Valley. Maddie Utzman get allowed 2 runs in her quarterfinal outing. 2 in the semis. Here's the 2-1.
Oh, 2-2. Haley Boyd a little excited on that one.
Time. That's a ball on the batter. Balls, three balls, 2 strikes.
So home plate umpire here is actually going to call a ball on the batter. It's essentially
Counts 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Thank you. It's essentially a delay of game call on the catcher for throwing it down to first base. With no runners on, it's obviously not a pick-off play, anything like that. So that mistake there causes a ball on Utzman.
So Utzman now has to deliver here. 3-2. This is slapped into right field, and good speed by Ava Smith. She's made some excellent catches out in right, and 3 batters faced in the bottom of the 5th. Let's listen in to the Wolves.
Listen, hey, good job. Listen, it is not over yet. You continue to keep pushing the pressure on, be aggressive. See that ball drive? Let's go. Come on, inning 6.
All right, let's take a look at some game highlights here as we get ready to tee off the 6th inning.
Both Jalen Adams and Maddie Utzman working hard in the circle, not just throwing the ball, diving plays there by Jalen Adams, mixing up speeds. I mean, the girl just continues to work regardless of what's going on. And Utzman on the other side really only had to work with 1 base runner on. Her defense just working. And Utzman been the star so far.
Utzman with 3 strikeouts in the game, and then the offense got going there in the 5th.
Yeah, big play so far there. Kind of Carnes there with the RBI single, bringing in 2 runs, and that's where we stand, 2-0.
So Carnes driving in the only 2 runs of the game. Part of a 2-run, 3-hit 5th inning in which Waukee Northwest left 2 runners on base. And through 5 innings, here's your pitch count totals for both pitchers. Adams, who's in the circle, has thrown 80 pitches, 60 of them strikes. And Utzman has thrown 60 pitches, 42 of those strikes. So you see both pitchers getting up early on their batters, and that has been key for them to be able to stay in the driver's seat. This is Kleiber ripping one out to right field, and a twisting catch made by Lydia Lara.
These Waukee Northwest bats continuing to just barrel up the ball off of Jalen Adams. That's a tough play out there by Lara.
So Haley Boyd, the catcher, steps in with 2 ground outs. And now a line out to Boyd. Two away. How about Haley? Haley Wills, the 3rd baseman for Fort Dodge here.
Playing the hot corner today.
And the first 2 outs in the 1st inning, a ground out and a line drive catch.
And Adams there mixing in some new pitches.
Well, she threw a new one in the semifinals. You're in the championship game now.
That ball just, we're used to that ball moving up, and that ball just moved down. That was a drop ball there by Jalen Adams.
That was the pitch that she said she threw for the first time all season in the semis. A nice play. That second by Ashlyn Wills gets the out. And let's listen in now to Andy Adams in the Fort Dodge huddle.
Yeah, deep breath. Should we do deep breath?
Yeah.
2 deep breaths.
One more.
Let's go.
Lots of people here. Feel the love. Feel your love. Do what you guys do, okay? Let's get on base. 2 runs ain't nothing for us, all right? We'll get it back.
Yeah.
Come on here. Be patient now. Come here. Where's it, Maggie? We didn't breathe in. She didn't tell Maggie to breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose.
You got to make sure everybody does the breathing exercises,
100%.
Allie, right? Yeah.
I love the message there by Coach Andy Adams. 2 runs ain't nothing for us. Feel your love. I mean, recognize all the people that are here to watch this game.
They stay loose, right?
Look at this, staying loose. The Cotton Eye Joe, this is their dance. And actually where this came from, in the Fort Dodge Invitational earlier this season, they made good friends with Pleasant Valley. And this was a dance that Pleasant Valley did, and they did it with Pleasant Valley, and Pleasant Valley gave their graces and said, you guys can do it too, and it's been their thing ever since. So really neat to see teams working together, but just keeping it loose. It's what it's all about.
Well, you've got a goose on one side, you can keep it loose on the other, right? Waukee Northwest has the goose. Fort Dodge trying to keep it loose, down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-9-1 comes to the plate, and ready to face Maddie Utzman is Lydia Lara. Right fielder for Fort Dodge, made a fantastic catch. In the top of the 6th, you see head coach Carrie Eby has a 2-0 lead. I know she's saying the same things. This is not over. You heard that from her ahead of that last half inning.
And for Fort Dodge right now, I mean, this is exactly where you want to be in their order. You have your 8-9-1. We talked about Wills on deck here, really acting as a second leadoff for this team. You have Adams in the hole. I mean, really important here for Elsbecker or Wills to get on base for Adams to come up.
Ball.
Just misses off the plate. That's a really good take by Lara. Utzman with 3 strikeouts in this contest, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. Lara down on strikes in her first at-bat. Here's the 1-2. Chops it foul to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch and strikeout number 4 for Utzman.
Utzman just dealing right now for Waukee Northwest. She's playing with the lead. She's hitting her spots. Nothing says confidence like that scream she just let out on strike 3.
0.74 earned run average. The 2 regional games for Waukee Northwest. Shutouts, a 10-0 win over Des Moines Roosevelt, 14-0. It's Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. Now the games against Fort Dodge, their first game of the season was a 2-0 win back on January 2nd. They played a doubleheader. Fort Dodge came back and won 8-5. They met again the end of June. Fort Dodge won the first one by a score of 2-1, and then Waukee Northwest winning game 2 by a score of 3-2. So they have all been close. 3 of the 4 have been very low scoring. And we are seeing more of the same here in the championship game. Strike 2 on Elsbecker.
And Elsbecker here just needs to find a way to get on top of the ball. Utzman continuing to just spin it, spin it, spin it.
There's the 2-2 to Elsbecker.
Great pitch.
And a nice catch by Skylar Lamb at first. It's a tough play right there.
Yeah, Skylar Lamb getting a great jump on that ball. As soon as Utzman released that pitch, you could just tell it. I mean, that pitch was going right up and in on Elsbecker's hands. I mean, in order to hit that pitch, you're going to have to get your foot down extremely early and just try and pull it as far as you can, maybe hit it foul, but Utzman just winning the battle right now.
So the top of the order comes to the plate. Jalen Adams looks at a first pitch strike. Adams 0 for 2 in the game. Laser line drive to Carnes at third, and then popped out to left. Utzman, though, in attack mode from the circle.
And she's just working that corner, the outside corner, one pitch after another. She knows exactly the spot she's going for.
So here's the 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. Adams hits it into center field, and that's down for a 2-out single here in the 6th. And so here in the bottom of the 6th, Fort Dodge.
Jalen Adams there. Waukee Northwest outfield was actually playing her shifted a little bit towards left field, and she takes that ball and pulls it into right center. So no chance at getting that. Drops in for a single for Adams.
So a courtesy runner for Jalen Adams. Number 17 is Reese Peterson. So Waukee Northwest leading Fort Dodge 2-0, but a 2-out single by Adams brings the tying run to the plate. Tori Bennett is 1 for 2.
We got a broken belt on first base.
Let's take it off and play on. All right. Peterson's just been waiting for that opportunity to run. Now she's out there at first with 2 outs.
1 ball.
And Bennett at the plate. Bennett hitting .466. 55 hits on the year. She was one that talked about the big crowds that Fort Dodge brings and says that our big crowd just really feeds us a lot of energy. And tell you what, a big hit right now, you'd feel that energy
No doubt.
And this crowd will come alive. 2-0 the count here. Strong swing by Bennett. Bennett will join teammate Jalen Adams playing softball at the University of Iowa next year. And Bennett's had quite a state tournament, 2 for 4. With 2 runs scored against West Des Moines Valley. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored against Waukee. Hits a deep shot, trying to put 2 on the board, but this will turn foul. Quite a swing by Tori Bennett.
Tori Bennett there trying to tie this game up. Going in with an open stance against Utzman, 2-2 count.
Bennett, the senior, fouls it off, stays alive. First 2 batters of the inning for Fort Dodge were retired. Jalen Adams, a 2-out single to center. Reese Peterson running at first. Bennett at the plate. Slapped right side and just foul, inches from the paint out in right field.
That was close. Tori Bennett there, great piece of hitting, taking that outside pitch, just poking it where the fielders are not. And you have to think Peterson at first base had a shot at scoring on that.
Roger Menke, our first base umpire, all over it, had a great view. And so Bennett digs in, 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. It's this one down the left field line. That will go foul. And this will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat coming up.
Yeah, Tori Bennett here, regardless of how this at-bat turns out, just winning each pitch. Phenomenal at-bat by her. Owning the lines right now. Again, open stance.
2-2. This is popped up. Underneath it is Ava Smith, the right fielder, and Waukee Northwest gets out of the jam. And let's listen in as Waukee Northwest comes to the plate. Carrie Eby is mic'd up.
Ava, nice job, nice job. Way to go, way to go. Hey. It's not done yet. Not done yet. Let's go. Okay, 7 scores up. Come on.
All right, Carrie Eby getting ready to see her Waukee Northwest Wolves head to the plate again. A big 2-run output in the 5th inning. That's the difference so far. And tell you what, these 2 teams, they're just showing offensively. Both teams have that ability to strike at any moment, but these pitchers are dealing, aren't they?
I mean, these pitchers are dealing. We haven't seen a single walk yet in this game. I mean, the pitchers are continuing to attack bats. These hitters are putting the ball in play, but these defensives, I mean, they're not letting nearly anything drop. So you talk about picture perfect softball, and I have to be honest, that's nearly what we're seeing right now.
This is what you want to see in a 5A state championship game. Top-seeded Fort Dodge, 3rd-seeded Waukee Northwest. They are delivering here in this final game of the 5A season, and there is how it has played out thus far. 2 runs in that 5th inning, and we have 6 complete to the top of the 7th. We go, and it is 8-9-1 coming to the plate for the Wolves. And it was the bottom of the order that got things going back in the 5th inning. Ava Smith a single, Maddie Utzman with a single. This is Ella Parker in the 7th, starts with a single.
Ella Parker continuing to do it on the bottom of the Waukee Northwest batting lineup. And what I love right now, they're not trying to do too much with the ball. I mean, that's just routine hitting, great diving effort out in center field. But just came up slightly short.
Maddie Elsbecker, the junior center fielder. I think we're going to have a pinch hitter for Utzman come up here in the 7th. Or excuse me, yes.
You're all right, take your time.
Here in the 7th, Elena Schulte. She was the courtesy runner back in the 5th inning. It scored the 2nd run of the game. And comes up here in the 7th for a plate appearance. Parker, a leadoff single. And showing bunt, that one fouls away.
In Northwest, you're looking to be playing for an insurance run. I think it's the smart play. You're up by 2 runs in the last inning. Playing for that insurance run, there's just something to be said for a 3-run lead. There really is. It's 1 run, 2 runs doesn't always feel safe. And she's once again unable to get that bunt down, so 2 strikes now.
And the reasoning behind that, Allie, you get a base hit, the tying run comes to the plate if you're up 2-0. If you can get that 3rd run, just feels like you got to have a couple more things happen potentially.
Just the amount of pressure a defense feels in this situation. I mean, it's a 5A state championship game. The amount of pressure they're going to feel on defense regardless. Having a 3rd run is huge. Great pitch there by Adams working off the plate.
Schulte able to hold. So fouling the first 2 pitches off on her 2 bunt attempts. Will now try and slap Parker over to second. Pops it up, and underneath it is Myers for out number 1. Parker remains at first, and Waukee Northwest has the top of the batting order now coming to the plate in Bailey Kroll. Kroll 0 for 3, 2 groundouts and a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning. And that is slapped foul.
And Kroll here with 1 out, going a swinging approach rather than dropping a bunt down.
And right back to Adams, catching it in the air for out number 2.
Adams once again fielding her position, this time going the opposite way. Turns right away, see if there's a double play opportunity at first base.
Just enough leather, no dive needed there. So Reagan Bartholomew at the plate. 0 for 3 here, has hit it hard in each at-bat. 9 home runs on the season. So that one upstairs, 1-1 the count. Bartholomew, the serious leader, gets locked in this Waukee Northwest team. Grounder goes foul, 3rd base side.
Sorry about that.
Bartholomew here, what could be her last high school at bat. Wanting to just really end it strong. She's hit the ball well this game, just hasn't found the grass.
One ball, 2
We'll play Division I softball at the University of Miami, Ohio next year. Here's the 1-2. It's up in the air, and it's going to land foul. Great effort by Haley Wills, the senior 3rd baseman. Almost was able to pull that in.
And Haley Wills, they're just 100% all the time. She's shown what she's able to do on defense this game. That one just tweaked her knee a little bit there, but I mean, that's straight effort right there.
How about Adams walking all the way over to 3rd, just to high-five the effort. The 1-2, changeup floats outside.
And Adams there almost just taking a little bit too much off the changeup. Could see it coming just a little bit too soon.
Bartholomew pops it straight up. Adams calls it for herself. And a leadoff single for Waukee Northwest turns into one runner left on base. 2-0 is our score. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Fort Dodge, their last opportunity to score.
Double zeros, yep.
God's test us to do, all right? You're gonna make it, we're gonna do it, all right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're doing it right here, okay? You're dang right, let's go, be patient. Be patient. Dugout, I need you, man, I need you. Be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. Good job. Good job, baby. Good
So 3, 4, 5, that is the hitters that come to the plate here in the 7th.
Right now, so stay focused.
And Coach Adams wanting them to be patient at the plate.
And I like that approach. Just wait, find your pitch. I mean, Utzman's not throwing balls, but I mean, she's working right around the plate every single pitch here. So be patient, find the one you want. And as we talked about earlier, 2 runs is not a huge lead. This game is very much within reach for Fort Dodge right now.
You see a lot of the black and red t-shirts in the crowd for Fort Dodge. Waukee Northwest fully on display with their new blue in their first year as a high school. And looking for a state championship in softball.
Mariah Myers, just a freshman up at the plate. She's made great contact twice this game. Those balls have not fallen, but she has made solid contact twice already.
There's a fly ball, shallow right field, and that's going to be caught by the second baseman, Bailey Kroll, the senior, and there's one away. So Myers retired. Haley Wills steps in now for Fort Dodge.
Ball.
Is that one low and just under the knees? Wills, the senior, has turned into just a fantastic leader for Fort Dodge. And right now the Dodgers need Wills to lead this 7th inning rally.
Utzman going straight for the zone. Attack, attack, attack.
Waukee Northwest trying to close out a state championship in their first tournament appearance. The last large class school to win a state title in their first state tournament appearance was Des Moines Dally in 1992.
Wow.
Now, these Wolves, they have some experience that have been here at the state tournament before, but the school itself.
A team that's filled with upperclassmen. I mean, they have 7 seniors on the roster. They truly do play for each other. One thing we haven't pointed out yet, everyone on the Waukee Northwest team does wear a yellow bow in their hair. That is in the honor of Maddie Utzman's late father. Just a neat tribute to her and her family. This team plays together.
They played together. They all bought in. Brand new school, brand new culture. You get to really set the table for not just this year, but the players that will return for the years ahead.
They talk about on day 1, they put a ladder of goals in their hitting facility, and they've just been checking them off one by one.
Called strike 3 on Wills. And that is 5 strikeouts for Maddie Utzman. And so Lucy Porter to the plate, singled in her last at-bat. Fort Dodge down to their final out.
Porter there taking strike 1. I don't mind that take, a little bit outside. Definitely a good strike call, but not a pitch she's really going to drive. And Utzman just feeling it out there right now. Looking at Boyd, giving her the fist pump. 0-2 ahead.
Maddie Utzman, a junior, looking to close out the 2022 5A state championship game. Gets a pop up to right field. Smith makes the catch, and Waukee Northwest are your 2022 5A state softball champions.
And hats off here to Maddie Utzman. What a game she threw in the circle for Waukee Northwest. In my eyes, has to be a game MVP here. 5 strikeouts. I mean, Fort Dodge just struggled to square her up all day.
Such a powerful lineup in Fort Dodge, and Utzman able to hold them to just 4 hits, had 5 strikeouts, no walks in the game. And what a finish. 2-0, Waukee Northwest gets the win over Fort Dodge. And it was a 5th inning, 2 RBI single by Kiana Carnes that provided the offense.
Yeah, Kiana Carnes came up huge. We talked, it started with the bottom of the Waukee Northwest lineup with a single by Ava Smith, a single by Maddie Utzman, and then the huge RBI by Kiana Carnes to seal the deal in the 5th inning.
Carrie Eby starts a new tradition for Waukee Northwest. Get to the state tournament, win the state tournament. First year as a school, longtime head softball coach, 11 years for Waukee High School, and her first year as she is now coaching the Waukee Northwest Wolves.
And she was smiling as she was coming in. What a play out in right field by Ava Smith to end the game.
And the goose, I believe, stays in the dugout, but that goose is going to make a return to the softball field for sure. How about a year for Carrie Eby, a 2022 Hall of Fame inductee this year for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union as a player.
One of the neatest things she talked about this week is about her team. She continued to repeat the week is about her team, and Friday was about her, so she gets to have her day tomorrow, but what a way to celebrate tonight.
She tried to hide it from her team, but she's like, with social media these days, that was impossible.
Kramer. Here is your 2022 Class 5A All-Tournament team. From Fort Dodge, Lucy Porter. From Northwest, Zuri Patterson. From Fort Dodge, Mariah Myers. From Waukee Northwest, Ava Smith. From Muscatine, Carly Ricketts. From West Des Moines Valley, Gianna Lara.
This is funny.
From Muscatine, Maura Kalupa. From Fort Dodge, Tori Bennett. From Waukee Northwest, Kiana Carnes. From Fort Dodge, Jalen Adams. And your 2022 Class 5A All-Tournament Team Captain, from Waukee Northwest, Maddie Etzman.
Allie, no doubt about it. Maddie, the captain of this all-tournament team. And as you see, 4 players from Waukee Northwest, 4 from Fort Dodge who slug it out. Muscatine, Carly Ricketts, her team won the 3rd place game over West Des Moines Valley 6-2. And there's girls that left it on the diamond.
Yeah, a well-deserved all-tournament team out there right now. I mean, after watching this game, you had to know that all-tournament team MVP was going to go to whichever pitcher ended up pulling it out. I mean, they threw phenomenally, but what a great group of girls out there.
It's been only allowed 4 hits. Adams only allowed 6 hits in the game, but Waukee Northwest gets that clutch hit by all-tournament team member Kiana Carnes.
In addition to receiving medallions, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by our Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGH SEU Board of Directors, Ron Fodness and Deanne Kramer. To our runners-up in Class 5A, congratulations to head coach Andy Adams and the Fort Dodge Dodgers on an outstanding 2022 softball season. And presenting your 2022 Class 5A State Softball Champions, head coach Carrie Eby and the Northwest Wolves of Waukee.
Allie, Waukee Northwest wins the 5th matchup of the season against Fort Dodge after both teams beating each other twice during the regular season. Utzman was just fantastic. Fort Dodge didn't get a runner past first base.
Yeah, unable to move the runners past first base. But this Waukee Northwest team, they came to play today. They came out, they said that we're going to execute, we're going to attack. That's exactly what they did. Hats off to Maddie Utzman, Coach Carrie Eby, and the Waukee Northwest Wolves.
Congratulations, such a well-played game. Allie, stick around. We're going to do the 4A game coming up here as Waukee Northwest wins the 5A title 2-0 over Fort Dodge. And it was a phenomenal game here. Clutch hits. Here's a look at that next game. The 4A title game, Dallas Center Grimes and Winterset. That is at 7:30. A reminder, we're moving our live broadcast of this 4A game to Iowa PBS World .3. It will still start at 7:30. Find it online, iowapbs.org, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us here on Iowa PBS. The 4A championship game comes your way from Fort Dodge after this.
Funding provided by...
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.